Hi, I'm Terry Moore with the Unified Path. One important part of the Unified Path is the mind, and that's something that we're going to be dealing with today in terms of using the mind, which is to say, using doctrine. And doctrine is available in a number of sources, so let's start with the major books. Books of the great religions, the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And I also want to mention a few more elements that can help with the mind element. In Christianity, for example, let's take the book Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, a wonderful book that appears on several lists of the finest Christian books ever written. A timeless work, really, translated into some 30 or so languages. It's an apologetical book that provides insights into the foundations of Christian thought and Christian morality. This book is a thought-provoking delivery of the fundamental Christian principles and discusses core tenets of Christianity, including morality, theology, and the nature of God. This book is recommended for all those who seek a deeper understanding and for those exploring religious philosophy. This is a classic and a must-read for those pondering the meaning and the significance of Christian beliefs in the modern world. Now, in Buddhism, I'd like to suggest the book The Heart of the Buddha's Teaching by Thich Nhat Hanh. This book discusses the core teachings of Buddhism, and it makes it accessible to those in the modern world. Thich Nhat Hanh gives clear explanations of complex Buddhist concepts and highlights the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Three Doors of Liberation, the Three Dharma Seals, and the Seven Factors of Awakening. There's an emphasis on mindfulness within this book, and he demonstrates on how using these practices in daily life transform suffering into joy and heals the pain of others. Now, in Hinduism and Advaita Vedanta, I'd like to suggest the book Self-Unfoldment by Swami Chinmayananda. This book summarizes the philosophy and fundamentals of Vedanta in an easy-to-read format. Chinmayananda describes how to tap into the immense potential power of our inner resources and thereby transform our lives. He writes, and I quote, "You are destined to be great. So is everyone else on this planet. Success should be your habit." And at the end, he prescribes a self-study of the curriculum for a more in-depth study of Indian scriptures. Now, moving to New Thought, let me suggest The Principles of New Thought by April Moncrieff. This book clarifies the unique aspects of New Thought, which is the spiritual movement that is based on the idea that thought can shape reality. She explains biblical and individual influences that sparked this spiritual way of life, and she investigates the metaphysical interpretation of the teachings of Jesus. Ernest Holmes wrote that, and I quote, "This book takes New Thought followers to the original roots of the worldwide movement so they can understand and build a stronger spiritual life of their own." Another source that you might consider, and I'd like to recommend, is our own book, The Unified Path, which is available on our website at theunifiedpath.com. It's a white paper, and you can find it there right now. So in addition to the books that I mentioned earlier, let me also suggest some other books. Anything by, say, the Dalai Lama, or Gandhi, or Jack Kornfield, Harold Kushner, Thomas Merton, Thomas More, Pope John II, and Seyyed Hossein Nasr. Now, what do you think? Are there other books or sources you'd like to suggest that deal with the mind and doctrine and using these things in our spiritual life? Please leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe. And until the next time, let me remind you, body, mind, heart, soul, one.